I'm singing loud. Yeah, sing loud. I'm touching it, kissing it, and singing loud. Somebody's got to turn that down when he did the recording, I think.
Okay.
Well,
anyway, let's move ahead here. And incidentally, George Gershwin, composer, he loved French music. Incidentally, if someone we're doing this in English because it's for the Montpellier English language library. But if anyone doesn't understand what I'm saying, and even if you're English speaking and you don't understand what I'm saying, you can raise your hand and I will repeat it in French if you
We'll say that in French now because they didn't understand
yeah,
it.
Si vous comprenez pas quelque chose, vous voulez que je répète en français, je le ferai. Soulevez la main. Bon, George Gershwin wanted to study composition in France. Yes. Madame Liza. Vous comprenez pas?
Non.
Mais non. Bon. Je vous explique.
Mon anglais est très loin, très loin.
Anyway, George Gershwin wanted to study composition in France. And of course he wanted to study with the foremost teacher of composition at that time in the world. In fact, probably one of the greatest teachers in history, French teacher, Nadia Boulanger, of course, who had directed orchestras, who had taught at the Royal Academy in England, who taught at Juilliard, and yet the major school of composition became her apartment in Paris, and everybody wanted to study with Nadia Boulanger. If you look at the list of all the major composers of the 20th century, the beginning of the 20th century, you'll see Daniel Barenboim studied with her. With her, Aaron Copland studied with her, Roy Harris studied with her, even Quincy Jones studied with her, and many other, Virgil Thompson studied with her, and many other composers, because she was the foremost teacher of composition. And George Gershwin wanted to study with her, and he applied to study with Boulanger, and she refused him. And she said, she admired his talent tremendously. She said, I'll just spoil your talent. I can't improve it. And so Gershwin applied to Maurice Ravel, French composer, and Ravel said the same thing. In fact, he wrote a letter back to Gershwin and said, why would you want to be a second-rate Maurice Ravel when you're already a first-rate George Gershwin? And then one time they had a conversation, this was reported, that Ravel said, how much money do you make? And Gershwin told him how much money he was making. And Ravel said, I should be taking lessons from you. And then he applied to Schoenberg. Schoenberg turned him down too. Everybody turned him down because they didn't want to spoil his talent. Okay, the next tune that we have coming up is called
Nice Work If You Can Get It.
Yes, and they found this, it's an interesting title, Nice Work If You Can Get It, which meant finding a nice lady or partner in life. That's good, you know, in a sense, symbolically, it's a good work if you can get it. And they found that sentence out of a British magazine and wrote the song around it. So we'll do it.
First 8 bars, yours. You kick it off. Nobody can hear him, apparently.
They can't hear my
They
piano?
can't hear the microphone. No, they can't hear the microphone.
You can't hear you?
Ja. C'est le micro qu'il faut. Ouais. Ingénieur de son.
We only spent a half hour modulating sound before we start.
1, 2, 1, 2. Là, ça c'est mieux. Oui. Alors, je vais refaire les chansons que j'ai faites. Swanee, how I love you, how I love you. Can you check it again? Holding hands at midnight, neath the starry sky. Okay, thank you. Welcome. Big round of applause.
That's Ben from Radio Aviva, who is doing a video of this shebang. So if you want to see the video, it'll eventually get posted, I think. And the next tune we're going to do is called "Swonderful," and it was 1929 from a review called Funny Face. And then it was also in a movie called, which many of you have seen, American in Paris, and you might remember Gene Kelly did a wonderful dance. A lot of kids were around. With the song "Swonderful."
8 bars, last 8 bars together. In C. In C. 2, all right? It's wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me. It's awful nice, it's paradise, it's what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. It's wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me.
Next tune up is called
Somebody
"Somebody
Loves
Loves Me," which I think
I'm lucky, somebody does.
there is one.
Sometimes. Most of the time.
This one actually came from George White's Scandals. It's in 1928.
How long have we got here, Art?
Huh?
What's the time?
Okay, well, we started early.
Yes, I know, but not we're catching up.
Okay, we're catching up. Okay. I'll start off.
I'm out of tempo. Give me the chord.
Somebody loves me. I wonder who. I wonder who she can be. Somebody loves me. I wish I knew who she can be. Where is passes me. For every girl who passes me, I shout, hey, baby. You were meant to be my loving baby. Somebody loves me, I wonder who. Maybe it's you.
The illustrious president of our library snuck in late. This is Don CROWDEN. I'd like to introduce who's president of the library.
Hey.
You want to say a word? Do you want to say a word?
No, just I think it's wonderful to see so many people here tonight. And this is the first event that we've organized under our new name, MEL. Montpellier English Language Library. So I think there's nothing more to say. You've got excellent musicians in front of you. Enjoy it.
Thank you. And incidentally, you can all do yourself a big favor. If you are interested in reading good books in English, go to 23 La Canal, take a flyer, and you really do yourself a big favor because we have some wonderful books in the library and also meeting some interesting people, and we have activities like this one.
And constantly buying new books, so we're up to date.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you, Don. Next tune up is...
They can't take that away from me.
Oh, yes.
they can't.
They can't.
You want to do the pickups? Do you want to do the pickups on this?
Yes. Straight in from the top, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2.
sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, no, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still, I'll always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced to three, the way you changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. Abbal. Je suis surpris que le ralentissement a marché, the slowdown, parce que we've had no practice as a quartet, so it worked.
Yeah, well, we don't know what we're doing half the time.
What should we do next?
Now, in the next tune, David, they had to release him from the rest home for him to come here, all the way from Madison, and he has to take a little rest.
But I want to give you 8 bars first, all on my own.
You want to do 8 bars at the beginning of this?
Comment ça s'appelle?
I guess that.
That's right. Let's put it quick. My God.
Give that man.
He beat the musicians
give
over
that
there.
man an extra bag of potato chips.
Chips.
Absolutely. That's right. I can't get started. Incidentally, it's interesting that this is the one tune that George Gershwin did not compose that we're doing tonight, but his brother, Ira Gershwin, did do. I'm looking for the words because I don't remember. I've got them if you want. They ought to be here somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. His brother Ira Gershwin wrote the words, which are very spiritual, which are very interesting.
The lyrics.
Oh, yeah, he gave me the letter.
See? I've got the backups. Because he's so forgetful now, you know. After the show, back to the old folks.
Anyway, we're going to do I Can't Get Started. And this tune was written, it's interesting because, people say, well, this composer is unique. And George Gershwin was very unusual in his own way because he was both a classical composer, and I didn't mention this to begin with, but of course he wrote classical music, very interesting and wonderful classical music that is in the repertoire, Rhapsody in Blue, American in Paris, Concerto in F, and many others. And he also wrote an opera that was very interesting and very popular at its time and very unusual, called Porgy and Bess, which had some wonderful music in it. And he was also a popular composer and a marvelous pianist, concert pianist. And he wrote popular music like we're doing, and much of it is very adaptable to playing jazz to it. And so jazz musicians have adopted a lot of it. And the individual who wrote this song, I Can't Get Started, was a parallel in a way with George Gershwin. He wrote this with Ira Gershwin, who wrote the lyrics, and the composer, his name was Vladimir Valdesky, and he was from what is now in Belarus, someplace, or out there in the east in Russia. And then he eventually came to the United States, but he became very much involved in classical composition, and he wrote ballets for Diaghilev and George Balashin, and for Russian composers he was very close to, and many of his works are in the classical literature and are played by symphonies. And he also wrote a lot of popular music, amazingly enough, some of which I'm sure you know about, including this song. But just one example. April in Paris. Some of you have heard of that. And, oh, wonderful song. If you've never seen it, try to see. If you haven't seen Cabin in the Sky, which, like Porgy and Bess, was an all-black cast, the movie Cabin in the Sky had Ethel Waters in it, and it had Louis Armstrong, and Duke Ellington, and it had this wonderful song. Taking a chance on love. Okay, so he was an unusual composer, much like George Gershwin, and so and this tune, I Can't Get Started. He wrote the lyrics with Ira Gershwin, George Gershwin's brother. Here we go.
So we'll play Foggy Day in London Town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we're saving a couple of numbers which lend themselves to jazz because we have a couple of good musicians sitting over there who will join us.
You don't want to do, let's call the whole thing?
No, I want to do Foggy Day in London Town.
A Foggy Day?
What's wrong with the chord?
Well,
They're on the floor, mate.
Oh, have I missed something? Oh, I see. Oh, Lady Be Good. What is it I'm going to play? No, Lady Be Good will do it.
you want to do a Foggy Day?
I want to do, but not for me. In C.
Okay, this is an interesting tune. came
Thank you
from a
for
show in
putting us on the floor.
1936. That was towards the end of George Gershwin's career, but not for me.
Let's do a little ensemble first. But not, another one. Papers on the floor. But not for me.
We like to pretend that we know how to read music. Actually,
All I've got is the chords and the words. Is we okay? Oh, in C, okay.
Sent me this tune. I'd never heard it in my life, and I've been playing a trumpet for almost 70 years now, and I don't think Art knew it either. It's a very obscure number, and when we played it, I said, this sounds more like a waltz than a 4/4. So we decided to split the difference. Art will play it as a waltz, and then I'll come in with a 4/4. It's called He Loves and She Loves. And it's like a declension. You know, when I learned French, it's je t'aime, tu aimes, es, il aime, nous aimons, vous aimez, ils aiment, eux, et t'es. Alors, ici, ils font la même chose. Je t'aime, tu l'aimes, tu l'aimes. C'est la même chose, mais en anglais.
Presque. Waltz, please.
You know, David and I go back, we met in the Ivory Coast 40 years ago. And he was leading a band in the Ivory Coast. And I joined up in his band, and we've been together ever since. And he's really a good buddy. So this is a 4/4 tune. And David said, why don't you do it as a waltz? I said, well, we'll do it as a waltz, if you say so. And he said, I like it in D flat. That's, you know, friends like this, you know, you got to hang on to it.
So why can't you love me? I love too. Birds love and bees love and whispering trees love, and that's what we both should do. I always knew someday you'd come along, make a twosome that just can't go wrong. He loves and she loves and they love, so won't you love me as I love you? Isn't it pretty?
I'm glad you like that song. I think it's absolutely marvelous, and it's one of the obscure, beautiful songs that Gershwin wrote, composed. The next one is
It's Arthur's going to sing to you.
okay.
A tune called They All That Laughed. It's not. They didn't laugh because he's singing, by the way.
Yeah, well, they might.
So Art's going to sing this.
That's a possibility, you know.
They all laughed. I don't know why, but he'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah.
We play the intro together.
We do. It would be nice to have a real piano, but now in venues you can't find a real piano anymore. You used to go to a club and there'd be a piano there, and you'd ask the manager, "Is the piano any good?" And he said, "Of course the piano's good. I had it painted last week."
One, two, three.
They all laughed at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round. They all laughed when Edison recorded sound. They all laughed at Wilbur and his brother when they said that men could fly. They told Marconi, wireless is a phony. It's the same old cry. They laughed at me, wanting you. Said I was reaching for the moon. You came through. Now they'll have to change their tune. They all said we never could be happy. They laughed at us and how. Well, ho, 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 who's got the last laugh? What? Now?
I'm going to leave it till the end.
Come on.
I got rhythm
Oh, yeah,
afterwards.
later.
Love walked in.
Ah. Yeah,
You're going to kick it off.
I do.
Yep.
Okay.
We actually wrote down in block letters the way we're going to play these tunes. And guess what? We're playing them differently every time.
We don't remember how we did. Anyway, this is a song that came from a movie, The Golden Follies. It was a film in 1937. I think it came out posthumously after Gershwin died. one of his beautiful ballads.
Drove the shadows away. Love walked right in and brought my sunniest day. One magic moment, and my heart seemed to know that love said hello. Though not one word was spoken, one look, and I forgot the gloom of the past. One look, and I had found my future at last. One look, and I had found a world completely new when love walked in with you.
Okay, this next one is a tune called Liza. And interesting enough, this came from a show in 1929 called Showgirl. And this was one of Gershwin's favorite tunes. If he would come into a room, it was most likely that he would sit down and first thing off, he would play this song, which is kind of a knuckle buster. I mean, you have to, it's got chords that move pretty fast. So you have to keep on top of it. We give it a try?
Give it a try.
Okay.
E flat, yeah?
Thank you. The next tune is really one of his most lovely ballads that has a certain swing to it. It's called Our Love Is Here to Stay. Came out actually in a film after Gershwin died, with, like a lot of his films, had Gene Kelly. And also, oh yeah, this film, I might mention, was a film that had Leslie Caron. Leslie Caron was in this film, and she danced with Gene Kelly in this film. And at one point, she danced with a chair. And in those days, there were what do you call censors, and they had a commission. It was called the Hays Commission, and they censored films. And they said this dance by Leslie Caron was too provocative. And she said, "What can you do with a chair? Why were they censoring it?" And of course, they eventually withdrew the censor. And we've seen the film, of course. Here we go with.
Art plays the first half.
I do.
You do. In E.
In E flat.
No, in E flat. Yeah.
This is interesting because the next tune we're going to do is Embraceable You. And this was in a show called Girl Crazy. And the powers that be, when they put this show together, they said they didn't like this tune. Let's cut it. They wanted to cut Embraceable You from the song, one of the most beautiful and important songs that Gershwin ever composed. And so we're going to do this lovely song, Embraceable You.
Just give me
Embrace me, You sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable you. Just one look at you, my heart grew tipsy in me. You and you alone bring out the gypsy in me. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms about you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to Papa, do. My sweet embraceable you.
The next tune, I don't think, David, you can sing this one. It's called The Man I Love.
No. Well, you're not going to play Someone to Watch Over Me then?
We got to do it.
Yeah.
This tune is kind of interesting because when George Gershwin wrote it, it's called Someone to Watch Over Me. And when he first wrote it, it was supposed to be a jazz tune. Someone said, wait a minute, that's not the way to play that song. It should be a ballad. It's a slow song. And so they slowed it down. And it turned into be a very, very popular ballad picked up by practically every major singer, I would say.
Give me 8 bars.
I give you 8 bars.
To see, I hope that she turns out to be someone who'll watch over me. I'm a little lamb who's lost in the wood. I know I could always be good to one who'll watch over me. Although I may not be the man some girls think of as handsome, to my heart she carries the key. Won't you tell her please to put on some speed, follow my lead, oh how I need someone to watch over me.
Okay, now we get to The Man I Love.
Yes, which I refuse to sing.
Yes, thank goodness. Who would you?
And I'm going to do the introduction with him.
Okay,
You stop at bar 7, and I'll make it.
but I got to put a note in.
But I'm going to pick, no, at bar 7 I'm going to change the tempo. You just follow me. Just do as you're told. Follow me. Give me a chord.
That's not the way we practice.
It's not the way, but it's the way we're going to do it.
Okay.
Give me a big chord. What's he doing?
What's the name of this?
Ask him again. He asked, what's the name? No, it's not Petit Fleur.
summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mom is good looking. So hush, pretty baby, and don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there is nothing to harm.
It's called Strike Up the Band, and it came from a show called Strike Up the Band, which had it was sort of a satire. It was about an American man who made cheese, and he wanted the United States to declare a war on Switzerland so that he could name his cheese after the cheese that they have in Switzerland or something like that. And the show actually didn't do very well, and so they had to rewrite the whole story. But this song, Strike Up the Band, strangely enough, it was written sort of as a parody of marches. At least Gershwin thought it was sort of a parody. And it turns out that even a lot of jazz musicians like to play it. I know we're going to play it. I don't know how we're going to play it.
We're going to play it.
Let me do
four
a little,
times, four
I
choruses.
do a little intro.
Okay. Okay. All right.
let the trumpet call, while the people shout, strike up the band. Hear the cymbals ring, calling one and all, marching song, strike up the band. There is work to be done, there's a prize to be won, Come on everyone, take your stand. Falling on for the show, come along, let's go. Hey leader, strike up the band.
saxophonist of the region, plays clarinet also. His name is Jean-Pierre NADAI, and he agreed to come in and help us with the last couple tunes.
GERSHWIN tunes.
As the French say, un petit bluff ici, and we're going to play a tune,
Lady Be Good.
Lady Be Good, right? And we also have
Tony West.
This is Tony West.
Tony West, the Australian. He speaks English. If you see a kangaroo outside, it's his.
Okay. So,
Oh, sweet and lovely Lady Be Good.
Lady Be Good, E flat. Okay.
J'expose ou
Ouais, je commence.
when Jean-Pierre and Tony come on the scene, nobody sleeps. Nessuno dorme or whatever. Listen, I've got rhythm, he's got rhythm, let's play I Got Rhythm. And this really is the encore of the encore, okay? We got to go. I've got to get him back to the home.
The lyric, David.
Oh, I got rhythm.
The tune was written by George Gershwin.
Yes.
And the lyrics by the Pope.
But, oh,
Hey, Estelle, we do the tag.
yeah, every time. You take the first one.
I've got rhythm, I've got music, I've got my gal who could ask for anything more. I've got daisies in green pastures, I've got my gal who could ask for anything more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him, you won't find him round my door. I've got starlight, I've got sweet dreams, I've got my gal who could ask for anything more, who could ask for anything more.
got to clear the hall. We've actually got to, really, no kidding, we have to clear the hall, otherwise we get a penalty. And I want to remind you, the Mel, if you want to do a big favor to yourself, go to the library 23. Here's Don Crowden, our president.
Right, as Art was saying, it's 23 Rue La Canale, which is very close to here. And you'll find some leaflets on the table over there which describe a little bit the library. I would like to just say thank you very, very, very much on behalf of the library and on behalf of everybody here to our excellent musicians. And I'd like to mention particularly our percussionist on the drums, Phil Abbal. And Eric Gilles on the guitar. And then there are these two ones who've escaped from the old people's home. David and Art. I didn't know you, so there you are. And I think you've had an absolutely fantastic evening. I think you appreciated it. You've shown that you did appreciate it. No, they didn't throw tomatoes or anything, yeah. And in addition, I'd just like to reiterate that we do have this library, Mel, which is very close to here, with a very large selection of books in English. And we also organize a number of cultural events in addition to this kind of musical event. We also have small art exhibitions within the library, which change every 2 months or so. So do come along and have a look, and you might be very surprised how much you like it. So thank you very much for coming.